You can't see anything, can you?
I can see slightly better than what she's on. Yeah.
No, not so good.
It's just a bizarre focal length, so.
Okay. Okay.
That's good.
Ready?
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Flosstube.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy 2024. And happy Saturday. We are recording on a really weird day today.
Yeah. It was a rough entry this morning.
Yes. This morning came very early. This week ahead of us is a very busy week.
Chaotic.
Yeah. For both the Roxy Floss dye studio. This is my friend Kerri.
Hi.
She's the dyer of Roxy Floss and my name is Caroline. I am the owner of Evertote, and we're recording here in London, Ontario, Canada. And yeah, this is the week that we finalize getting everything ready for the Salentine's box and project. So we thought we'd record today.
Yep,
because
probably a good move.
We have so much stuff to share that I think if we waited any longer, it would be a 3-hour tour. Yeah, so I just have one little admin thing before I forget.
Go for it.
We are currently, it always seems to be about email problems. Again, we seem to be having a different issue this time with our email. Something changed with all of the sort of Microsoft-based email addresses that we reply to customer-wise. They like Hotmail, Outlook, MSN, those kind of, if you have an email address with, and that's your server, for some reason they really beefed up their spam filters, maybe at the end of December at some point, and we cannot send any email. Our server, we are hosted by a server here in London, Ontario, and anytime we reply to an email address that is Hotmail, Outlook, MSN, it's immediately rejected. It's not even going into their spam folder. It's being immediately bounced back to us.
I still have a live.ca.
Do you really?
In my very first email account. I still use it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like 21 years old now.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So yeah, finding a workaround for this for us has been interesting. So you may find that if you've sent us an email and that's your situation, it may have taken us a little bit longer to respond to you, or perhaps you didn't get it at all because we didn't get a bounce back message. I'm not sure. So we're still working with it. Our server is trying to correct the issue because of course they host lots of other businesses' email as well. So
maybe if they have a Hotmail, or
they don't have to do anything.
Oh,
this
not
is
even
more
put you back into contact.
No, because we still receive their emails.
Oh, okay.
We receive their emails. Okay. They just don't get a response from us.
Oh, that's
because weird. Their server kicks they don't accept our email because they just assume it's spam.
Wow.
From our server.
That's definitely above my pay grades. Can't help you there.
Yeah. So we are getting your emails. It's replying to you. So what we're doing is we can reply to you through our shop platform, which is hosted by Shopify, and those emails seem to be going through, unless of course we're not in your address book, in which case it goes to spam, your spam. The other workaround we have is that we have all started using our Gmail addresses. Oh. So I have a Gmail email address. Okay. I have been replying to people using that email address and CCing Evertote. It's a whole thing. But anyways, I just wanted to say, if you have one of those Hotlook, Outlook, MSN.
Hotlook?
Hotlook.
That'd be Outlook, folks.
Hotmail.
That's Saturday morning speak.
That is. Caroline's not had enough coffee yet this morning. Hotmail, Outlook, MSN. We are working on it. We, not meaning me. But anyway, there we go. Yeah, so did you have a good holiday?
Yes,
Did you do
I
lots
think
of stitching?
so.
You think so? I know.
I think so.
It all passes in a bit of a haze and a blur, doesn't it? That time.
That week between Christmas and New Year's, it gets you every time.
It really does.
Yeah. What day of the week is it?
Yeah. I did lots of stitching though.
Apparently I did too, but I forgot because it got sucked into that vortex, that 1 week vortex.
Yeah. Kerri said this morning, she said, I feel like I've forgotten something. So I asked her if she brought this one thing that I knew she'd finish, and she said, no, that's what I
That's the one.
But we'll talk about it,
Yeah.
and we can share a picture. So I was talking about, what was I talking about? The Salentines. So I should show off my finish first of all, because we're talking about, you know, our next big project. The 2023 Roxy Floss Co. Evertote Modern Folk Embroidery Holiday Countdown. I hosted a stitch along.
I'm so ticked off that I didn't do this.
And I finished it.
It's so good.
Isn't that amazing?
I might just do it.
This was so much fun. So every day there was a new color. We had 25 colors, and Jacob designed it so that we had approximately 200 to 250 stitches every day. I think there was only one day where there was over 300 stitches. It was
Completely
really
doable.
Yeah, it was really manageable, and I still managed to stitch lots of other things as well. You know, not as much time as I normally would have, but it was doable. And then to have a finish at the end of the month was so funny. So fun, not funny, but yeah. So
It's so
there
good.
it is.
I just love it.
It's done. And so next up will be to finish it. So I stitched this. I wanted to do it differently. My 2022 sal I did on a 32 count. So this year I chose a 40 count, and it's 1 strand of floss over 2. So we're often asked, are we doing it again? And that is an emphatic yay, yes, yay, we are definitely doing it again. In fact, the pattern has already been designed. We already know what it is. We can tell you sales will begin on February 1st for the 2024 countdown. I know, we are already knee deep.
Yeah.
So it is, it's a huge project for us, for all of us. And so it takes a lot of time to prepare everything, get everything ready right from planning onwards. But man, was this a lot of fun.
Yeah. It all came
Yeah.
together.
Watching this come about every day.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. now I'm messed up.
So we totally lost our train of thoughts, and then it devolved into, you know, minutes of what did we say? I don't know. What did you say? I don't know. So cut.
So yes.
So we did a thing. We did a thing. There's going to be more things.
Yeah.
And during the month of sort of closing in on the end of that, I was thinking about my Isabella's Heart. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I did 4 stitch-alongs last year. First one started on February 14th.
Yeah, your coffee.
Yeah, that's right, the heartstring samplery one. And so I said to Jacob, hey, we should do something. What about a Valentine's box, a stitch-along? And he was immediately in, and within the next hour, he had his ideas, basically charted out, and he came up with a design. And we sold a Salentine's box. They are now all sold out. But we do still have, if you would like to join in the stitch along, we have charts and floss packs and linen, and you can join along. The stitch along is going to start on February 14th. It is not laid out like the holiday countdown in that it's not a mystery, clearly, because you can see the pattern.
Surprise!
Surprise! There's no dedicated, like we're not starting in one place. If you want to, you can stitch this however you want, but I am going to be leading the stitch along the same way that I did for this, in that it's the exact same size. It's the exact same stitch count, so it's very manageable to complete within a month. with approximately 250 stitches per day. I am going to be aiming for about 3 videos a week over on my Off the Grid Needle Arts channel. And if you would like to follow along with me, if you'd like to stitch what I'm stitching every day, then you can join me over there.
It's gonna be good.
We do have a hashtag. Hang on, Jacob wrote it in here somewhere. Yeah, hashtag stitching Salentine. Stitching Salentine is our hashtag, and yeah, there's a lovely letter in the front here. So the only thing, though, there's a few extras in the box that were exclusive to the box, and one of those, well, 3 of those, are that he also designed 3 coordinating and complementary smalls. And so if you're receiving this in your box, the 3 patterns for the smalls are all in the same booklet. So you get the large chart and you get 3 smalls as well. They are exclusive to the box. I don't think Jacob's going to be releasing them on his website anytime soon, so that was special for the box, as well as, what did you do that was special for the box, Kerri?
Oh yeah, I went out of my lane a little bit and I dyed trim for this project. So
yeah,
everybody will be getting 3 yards.
Yeah, 1 yard each.
1 yard each of 3 different types of trim.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great box. And thank you to everyone who jumped in and sold us out within, it was about a week and a half. They all sold out. So thank you so much, and we're really looking forward to the project. We do have another box in the works. There is going to be another box stitch along that's going to be coming. You can look for it at the beginning of May, and it's going to be a collaboration with Gigi of the Artsy Housewife.
Who just celebrated her 1 year anniversary.
Yes, she did. Yeah. And her sale, she has a sale on her PDFs in her shop.
Yes.
Whether it's still ongoing at the time that this uploads, I think so.
Yeah, I don't remember the details. It was wrapped around her anniversary.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, February 14th is going to be the Stitching Salentine. Oh, and I'm stitching mine on 40 count porcelain. So in about a month, that will be that will be underway. Okay, so what have you been up to?
I don't know. I've been working, stitching, knitting, sleeping. Yeah, that's about it. That's life. Wash and repeat.
Yes.
So yes, the week between Christmas and New Year's, I completed my Selbu Santa, which I did not bring. So I will send Caroline a picture of it to insert. I did not FFO it. It is finished though.
Yeah. Now you stitched that on 18 count aida?
18 count
porcelain
aida.
Yeah.
With the called for threads. It was Joe designed it.
Cross Stitch Joe.
Cross Stitch Joe, yeah, designed it for my threads, and it's perfect.
Yeah, it's so cute.
So cute.
It is.
So I stitched it 1/1. Yeah, it was really nice. It was a lot of stitching. It turned out, I don't know, I don't think I have the ability to look at the size of a chart and then translate that into a finished size.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, and it's full coverage.
Oh, it's full coverage, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll put in Joe's photo, cover photo of the model.
There you go.
And then I'll show you Kerri's.
Yeah, and the finish is so cute.
It's adorable.
Just love it with a little pom-pom trim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Joe gives some great details. 3
finishing
different
instructions?
options. 3 different options of finishing.
That's handy.
Yeah. So that
I love that.
Good.
I
Yeah,
was just
in depth.
Yeah, I
It's
was
good.
just thinking
She did
that
a good job.
About Jeanette Douglas actually. You can tell in Jeanette's charts that she's a good teacher. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
the way their charts are laid out. So when you say that Joe has these
Yeah.
details, I love that. When there's finishing to do or specialty stitches or things like that, having a bit of extra help in your pattern is helpful.
I agree.
Cool. So I was really hoping to have a finish for today. but like you, I underestimated how long it would actually take because there was a lot more than I thought.
Why did we do that as stitchers?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's clearly a slow sport. Why do we think we can do it fast?
So this is my Halsingland Blommer Modern Folk Embroidery.
God, you are so close. That almost hurts. You're so close.
Tiny, like one day.
Yeah.
One day. I am one day away from a finish.
Oh my goodness.
This will be finished in the next couple of days.
It's lovely.
Yes. So admire it now because it is not going to be finished as a pillow for my couch. That was my plan from the beginning.
Yeah.
Was to stitch this and finish it into a pillow for my couch. And if you've been watching from the beginning, you know that that was my plan. This is a 28 count, one of a kind Roxy Floss linen. And I used the colors Pippy and South Beach. And this is old dye lot, original dye lot Pippy. So it's darker than the new Pippy. It's a little bit lighter. But still, new Pippy and South Beach, great combo.
Yeah.
Though I think South Beach might be discontinued. I can't remember.
Okay.
I'll have to look into that. But we do still have some left.
Yeah. So wait, you're not doing this into a pillow now?
No, and this is also the reason why I am trying to bust out a finish, because my mother has been asking me for some of my cross stitch.
Oh.
And last year for her birthday, I promised her cross stitch. And then something happened last year that we didn't end up getting together for her birthday. And so I didn't end up giving her anything. And, you know, so this year it was also their 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
So I brought with me, they had a big party, and I brought some of my stitching to her house. And I said, choose what you really like, and I will gift it to you, and I will also pay for the framing.
Okay.
So she's gonna take it to a framer that she likes their work. And first of all, we have to make sure, you know, how are they gonna, they might not lace it, but I think they'll pin it. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I might have it laced. Maybe I'll, you know, I don't know. I haven't quite figured out the details yet, but she chose this.
Okay.
And she chose the Distal Fink Heart that I stitched, the purples.
Yeah.
And so she's going to frame them in similar frames. They won't sit next to each other because, of course, the fabric colors are quite different. But they're both Modern Folk Embroidery designs. And so this will be living at my mom's house.
Oh,
and it's going to be framed and not a cushion.
Yeah.
But I'm so close. I'm so close. I want to finish this so that I can get this to her. And then she can have it on her wall.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I can go visit it.
Yeah.
But isn't it gorgeous?
It is gorgeous.
I'm tempted to stitch it again. But he's just re-released those 2 hearts.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Yeah, I can't believe this is almost done.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This right here is kind of like the beginning of your dye journey as well.
Yep, that's true.
Right?
Yeah,
this fabric, I think we're far enough away from what happened that we can maybe talk about it now. Kerri dyed a very popular linen called Peanut Brittle.
Yeah.
And then
all the stars were aligned apparently when I dyed that.
Yeah.
Linen and
it worked and it was gorgeous, and then she tried to recreate it.
And I couldn't do it.
And your workshop, your studio was not here at that point. And so you drove here and you opened up your trunk and you said, well, I dyed 4 yards of 28 count peanut brittle, and this is what it looks like. And it was this. This is definitely not peanut brittle, but I looked at it and I said, that's the most beautiful green I've ever seen. I want some of that. And so, yeah. But isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah. It's such a good mistake.
But it wasn't a mistake. It's not like it's not like you purposed or you did something wrong, because you followed all the same steps, and that's just what happens sometimes. You open up the washing machine and everything's green.
It does happen.
Right?
Yeah.
But wholly beautiful. And
Yeah.
now it's almost done.
Yep, linen is a finicky beast.
Yeah. So, I definitely want to do one of Jacob's re-released hearts. There's
Yes.
the Nordic heart
Flowering.
and the flowering heart.
Yeah.
We just put them out yesterday. Jacob, of course, has the PDFs on his website, and Evertote is going to carry the physical charts. So we should have them by the end of next week. But they're in the shop now. So yeah, it's almost done. Halsingland Blommer
I
by
can't believe
Modern
it.
Folk Embroidery. I know, I can't believe it either. Can't quite believe it either. The other thing that I'm starting to close in on a finish-ish that I was really hoping to finish over the holidays, but just didn't happen.
Oh.
Heartstring Samplery Hibernation Day. So.
Oh my goodness.
And my needle's still in it there.
Yeah.
So over the holidays, I did all this work here.
Yeah.
And I'm halfway through this band here.
Wow.
It's such fun stitching.
Yeah.
This is a 28 count linen, 2 strands of floss over 2, and it just grows like crazy. And man, what a fun stitch. Roxy Floss Co. Panettone with Roxy Floss Co. floss conversion. And I'm literally, once I finish this, I've only got 1 page left.
Oh, wow.
And there are 2 beautiful deer here, and there's another, there's more words.
Yeah. I really do like this chart.
I love it. I love it so much.
Sorry, you said this is 28 count?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's
I don't have a favorite count. I love stitching anything on anything.
Yeah.
So I wanted this to be really a big
Yeah.
piece because it's so long and thin. You know, we've all got those walls that are awkward to put more than one thing on. And I thought this would be perfect. I've got a wall in mind. Actually downstairs here.
Okay.
So this is going to live here at the workshop when it's done. So, getting close. So yeah, I've been I'm turning 50 this year. Yeah. So I've been thinking I should have made these plans when it was still last year.
So you're doing 50 and 50? Or sorry, 50 and, no, that doesn't make sense. 50 and 24?
50, 450.
450, yeah, there you go.
Right? 50,
Yeah.
450. But I don't necessarily want, I could easily start 50 new things. But I want it to also encompass finishes as well. So I'd like to make a list of 50 things that I want to start and finish
Okay.
this year.
About how many whips do you have?
We're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
But I have enough that are like big ones that are close enough to a finish. Like I'd like to maybe see 5 of my really big pieces finished this year.
Yeah.
You know, Halsingland Blommer, that's a no-brainer. That one's going to be done. Hibernation Day. I've also got the Blackbird Designs, the Seasons. It's the 3.
Okay.
I don't know. If you watched my other Flosstubes like a few years ago, you've probably seen it. But I'm on the last one. It wouldn't take much dedicated time to finish.
Yeah.
Amtrak.
Oh, yeah.
To finish Amtrak.
Yeah, yeah.
I finished 16 things last year.
Wow. That's
Now I'm
impressive.
also counting knitting. So
Okay.
I'm counting crafting projects.
Yeah.
50 for 50. And even though my birthday's in July, I'm going to use, it's my
Utilize the
50th
whole
year.
Yeah.
So I want to make a list. I want to have 50 things on it that I want to start and that I want to finish. And yeah, that's what I want to do. But some of those big ones, I want them done.
Yeah. That's good.
I think that's
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a lofty enough goal?
Oh yeah.
I don't want it to be a completely overwhelming goal, right?
You don't want to start 222 things?
You know what? I would love to.
I would anxiety when I think about that.
To. Like Jen Lee, Quirks and Stitches.
Yeah.
She's my hero because I got so much joy out of watching her.
Same here. And a little bit of anxiety. If it had been me, I would have been hospitalized.
Yeah,
like, that's just
too much. I know some people, for some like you, I know that that's too much. For me, that is my jam. Like if I was as organized as her, because if anyone is actually going to finish all those things, it's going to be her.
For sure. Yeah.
Me, I need to incorporate starts and finishes for even 50, right?
Yeah.
So,
that's working hard.
Yeah, I actually, shush. That's the purpose of it.
I know.
It's a floss folio, and I jam a bunch of stuff in there. Yeah. So I have in here, I've got my busy hands. I also have the, oh yeah, you're on chalk. I didn't bring that to show, but I'm almost done this. That counts as one of my 50.
Okay.
Yeah, I must have started it like 5 years ago.
Wow.
And it's tiny. I have 4 or 5 of the whole series done. And I've also got my Flowers for You chart and leftover floss rounds in there. My floss ring is out with the Q-snap in the project. So yeah, I love these things.
Yeah.
I know. I'm biased, but I do. So this is my, we still have a few of these, but once this fabric is gone, they will be gone. I think they're called Alpine something. I don't remember. Busy hands. This will be a quick show because I didn't do much, but I did. Sorry, my nose is running.
I went through everything on the first day of holidays and organized all of my whips and culled what that I knew didn't bring me joy.
That's amazing. Okay, let me show this, and then I want to talk about that because I started the border. Oh, yeah. This is Kathy Barrick, Busy Hands. That border is so fun. So this is another one I know I can finish this year.
Definitely.
Easy. Okay, so let's talk about this. This is your planner from...
Yeah. So I'm just going to go back and do a little bit of history. So in 2023, I bought the Book of Days. And, I hit it strong. look at January 2023. I decorated, I kept track. February, started dropping off a little bit. March, I've got holidays written in there, like my vacation. And April.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so that really fell off. So then our friend Lori, My Crazy Life, designed a planner, and I really liked the format of it with the coil, and it was just a little bit more modern, like a little bit more my style. And of course, like a 12-year-old girl, I decorated it with stickers front and back. Detroit. It's a sticker that I got at Stitch North from somebody.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, obviously somebody from Detroit. So on the very first day of holidays, on the Friday evening, last day of work, I went home and I had brought I've got totes of whips that I store in my studio. I brought everything home and went through everything, culled the projects that I know that just don't bring me joy. And this is what I've got. This is what I have left. And it's got my MFE, my 2024 Modern Folk Embroidery Sal, and then my Alpine Mandela, which we'll talk about later. It's a planned start. And that's where I'm at. I have
I love that.
27 whips. And then everything that's highlighted are Roxy Floss conversions.
So funny story about these planners. I was hoping to have one myself, but I forgot to take one out of inventory.
Oh dear.
And then they sold out. So So I actually don't have one.
Oh,
but I
that's
do know that
unfortunate.
Lori herself still has a few copies, I think.
I think she sold out.
And then she
And
got,
then
did
she
she
got
get more
reprinted.
in?
Yeah.
Okay, so My Crazy Life. I will leave a link to her in the drop down box below if you'd like to get your hands on one of these.
Yeah. I really like them. I like the format. I love the
Yeah.
foil. I love that they lay flat.
There's retreat plans in there. There's
Retreat.
also
Lots
12
of,
freebies from
yes.
designers, different designers.
Yeah, lots of freebies, lots of room for writing. And then she's got the add-on sticker packs,
Yeah.
which I'm really enjoying.
Yeah, I'm going to bring in the sticker packs next year.
Yeah. So, yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
strong start.
I love that.
Knitting up here.
I
what
love
my
that.
plans are.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to have to, I'm bummed.
So that's where I'm going with that.
Yeah. If I didn't have to import it from the States, it's not worth me getting one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because we're already into January 2024,
Yeah.
I can't bring in more than one.
What if you did like
I'm jealous.
A pre-sale or something, if you can get even a dozen or 20 orders?
But you see, the thing is that she might have to, I don't know that she has enough. If she has to get
yeah.
them printed, how
Yeah.
long is that going to take? And then
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So I think she did this in late October this year. So we'll be ready. We'll be ready
yeah.
for 2025.
Definitely. But
I have like 3 planners. So what I'll do is maybe I'll utilize one of the other ones and try to set it up.
Yeah.
It's not going to be it's not going to be quite as good as that, but
it'll work.
I can make it work.
Yeah.
That is really good. I love your list. I love your list.
Thank
I
you.
love your months.
And I don't even think I've scratched off because I've done 2 of them. Like I finished 2 of them. So
Your
already,
Selbu
so.
Santa.
Yeah.
You're on a
And
roll.
Mitten Kitten.
Yes, Mitten Kitten. Well, did you bring that? You want to show
No,
it?
of course I didn't bring Mitten
You
Kitten.
didn't bring.
No.
Okay.
I
So you
can
had
send-
2 finishes, and you knew we were recording a Flosstube video
I
this
know.
morning, and you didn't
I
bring
know.
your finishes.
Well, that's signature Kerri, right? Flying under the wire. Just flying under the radar. The
yeah, I finished that.
wallflower.
Didn't bring it.
No.
Okay, good.
Wouldn't want to bring too much attention
cool,
to myself.
cool.
That'd be too.
See, I like that. I'm good with that.
So yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we'll have to. We'll put a picture in.
Okay.
Um.
Neither are finished. Sorry, Gwyneth. She made me buy the glue.
Oh, for the
And
finishing of
for the Mitten Kitten.
It's a perforated paper pattern.
Yeah. So now my mental hurdle for that one is that,
I'll put in a photo of it.
yeah, Gwyneth like DM'd me the instructions. This is what you're gonna do. She said, if I've got 30-year-old macrame Christmas ornaments that were put together with the Elmer's
Yes.
glue,
Yeah.
this is what you do.
Yeah.
You get this glue, you cut out the felt, you stick it on the back, wipe away the glue that's wet and seeps through. Get a ribbon in there somehow. Those are instructions. It's like, okay, I can do that. Amazon the glue to my house.
Uh-huh.
And then I went downstairs. I knew that I had felt. But I
Uh-huh.
have white felt. I have black felt. Perforated
No
paper is
way.
beige.
Oh.
I
yeah.
can't do that. How can I
No.
put white felt on a beige perforated paper? So now I have to find matching felt. So that's my hurdle now.
Can't you just put red felt on it?
But
Why?
then you'll see the perforated paper. I need it to blend in.
No,
Visually.
you won't. Because you've got it's covered in stitching.
Well, not the 1.5 stitches.
You cut it out.
No, I did cut it out, but you can't cut it up. Right
Yeah, but
to
then
the
it's a
design.
red border. Then it's a little red border around the outside of your thing. It would look
Oh,
pretty.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see how
You
I
could
get
even use
tied up in the
black.
details? It's definitely a character flaw that I have.
Oh, it's
Paralyzed.
Charming. It's charming. It's not
Okay.
a character flaw. Now Gwyneth is on Instagram, Curling
Yes.
Stones and X Stitches. She's an amazing friend of ours, friend to all, and you can follow her on Instagram. Yeah, she's a good egg. Is our Gwyneth?
She is.
We have a floss for Gwyneth. It's in the shop. It's called Gwyneth. But there's another one. There's a floss that was a riff on Gwyneth called Rock On. Gwyneth is a curler, and curlers use rocks. So and it's also I know Ellen is Rock On.
Yeah.
And Ellen, when she first found out that we named it Rock On, I think she thought, oh, that should have been, we have another one planned for Ellen, so don't you worry.
Poor Ellen. Take that win from her sails.
Because that is her catchphrase, right? Anyway, so yeah, you didn't bring them. Well, that's fine.
No, that's all right.
Good.
It got sucked into the vortex of that week between Christmas and New Year's.
That's funny. Okay, so Darling Starling, we had some pink linen, pink Aida that you dyed like a year ago, and it was in the shop as razzmatazz. And the one thing about brightly colored fabrics is they're hard to sell in an online forum because the end customer can't really see what they really look like. And so
and it was the first time that I tried brights on Aida. And the result was like, wow, that hit hard.
It's really bright. But you know what was funny? It was also kind of a learning lesson in how the different counts took the dye differently, right?
Definitely.
The 18 count is substantially lighter than the 14, 16.
But I got really good modeling on it.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do with Aida.
So I should show you what we're talking about, right? So this is it. I only have a little bit left. This is a piece of 14 count. The 14 count is now gone. We've got, I think we've still got some 16 count and some 18 count left. But it's all been designated into these kits. It's not actually for sale now, because it was in the shop for a year. So now it's no longer available just on its own. It's actually, I've kitted it up with this chart because it looks amazing. These two flosses are Legendary and Hussy.
You should have a section in the online store called Evertote Sleepers.
We should. Because, I mean, sometimes it's just hard to showcase everything that we have. We have so much stuff.
Yeah.
And we don't have enough time every week to show you what we have. So anyways, I needed a gift for my niece. And in my head, it was a perfect marriage of chart, fabric, and floss. And I thought, oh, she'd love that. So I started it, and I knew I wasn't going to finish it in time for Christmas, but I thought I'll gift it to her for Valentine's Day because obviously, you know, it's very Valentine-y as well. So they were, and she's never going to see this, so I can tell you all about this. She's not 3 years old anymore. And in my head, this happened at dinner, right? I made our Christmas dinner for the family, and I asked my sister-in-law how much food should I give Clara? How much will she eat? And John piped up from the table. He said, "You know she's 13 years old and she can tell you how much food she would like." And I thought, and I turned around and I'm like, of course she can. and in my head, she was still just this little girl.
I know, it happens all the time.
She's just this little girl, but she's not. She's 13 years old, and she does not love pink anymore. And I did not show her this, okay? Because I gave her some crafting supplies as part of her Christmas gift, and I texted her before Christmas. I said, oh, so what colors do you like?
Anything but pink.
Not pink.
Oh dear.
So it was like a magenta, purple, and blues and yellows and those kinds of things. Okay. So I found some great other stuff for her. But she's not gonna want this. So
that's too bad.
I know. So I guess this is for me now. I could give it to Sarah. Sarah would probably like it. No, Sarah. Everything in Sarah's room matches. She's very neutral, so no, this is not. I'm trying to think of somebody who I'm close enough to, because you see, I'm very stingy with gifting away my stitching. I know many people are not. Lots of people, they don't keep anything for themselves. They give everything away. I really struggle with giving it away. Everything that I make is usually for me. So I have a feeling I'm just gonna keep this for myself.
Yeah.
It's so small. It's, you know,
You do a little
not a biggie.
bag. Like,
I could, yeah, actually I could.
Mhm.
This size.
yeah.
That's cute.
Our friend Lisa from Germany made this.
Oh, really?
They were table gifts at Stitch in London in 2023.
That is so sweet.
Really cute. Yeah. And that anybody would
I
go to
love
that
that.
extent
Yeah.
for table gifts for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Ah, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming to Stitch North again next year.
Yeah. She's all in. I love
She
her.
is all in.
Yeah.
And when you're coming all the way from Germany, you're committed.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you want to show
Sure.
something?
Yeah. So before I decided that I was going to finish Selbu Santa before the year end, I had been working pretty hardcore on my full coverage. So I just want to briefly show this.
You brought it with you. Oh my gosh, look at this.
I mean, it's where am I? Look at that. That's
Kerri.
crazy, eh? I got a lot done on it.
Oh, wow.
I actually have an owl now. And when you're working so close to it, you don't understand what you're actually stitching.
No.
And then I went into the kitchen for something and I came back and it's like, oh my God, I have an owl. So that was really exciting.
That is amazing.
Got a substantial fir tree here.
Oh, wow.
So this will be going away for until next year, I guess, but I'll never finish this,
year.
folks.
We're in this year now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
End of the year. It's beautiful.
I've almost got all of my away threads tucked in.
Oh.
Thousands and thousands of stitches just getting these bobbin threads.
Now, did you change your gridding?
Oh yeah. So I should talk about this. God, the week before Christmas was just a whirlwind. So I was getting really lost in the chart, and I would lose my place, and I'd make errors. And can you see the errors?
No.
No. So after our last video, Virtuti, one of our loyal customers,
Because we were talking about not using cotton to grid.
Right, that's right. I was stitching, and I was stitching with over the cotton grids, and it turned out to be a big nightmare.
Yeah, because it's really almost impossible to get out.
So the next day, Virtuti shows up at the shop, and she gifted me, I can't even remember what this is called now.
Sulky
Sliver in a couple of different colors, and I spent numerous hours gridding this out, and it's brilliant. This is the way to go, folks. If you're doing full coverage, this is the product to use.
Unless you're using the pre-gridded fabric.
Of course, yeah.
Sulky Sliver.
Yeah.
And there were other recommendations as well, but this is the one that Kerri's tried.
So she gifted me a silver, I believe, and this purple, and they're both holographic. But the silver, just with the palette that I'm using, it was getting lost in it. So, and it just slides out beautifully. It's incredible. So, made it enjoyable.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a stunner.
I love it. Yeah.
Wow.
And I found another one in the series, but I'm not going to start it.
No?
Because this is going to take me 10 years.
So I'm just gonna put this out into the universe, okay? Heaven and Earth Designs, known for their big, large coverage pieces. Apparently, Heaven and Earth recommended our Hearthside Mark II floor frame to a customer who had purchased a large project and wanted to know what floor frame they should use. They actually recommended our floor frame.
That's amazing.
Which is incredible.
It makes total sense.
So in Caroline fashion, I'm like, I didn't know they knew. I didn't know they knew that they existed, first of all. But then I thought, I wonder if they want to do like a collaboration.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Where we have like a special edition Mark II floor frame with like a project.
Yeah.
And like,
that would be amazing.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine like what kind of weirdo collaboration would that be?
Yeah.
But
just
how
totally fringe.
Totally fringe. But like, oh my gosh, would that be fun? Now, so what I'm thinking is it would be a different stain color.
Yeah.
So last year for Christmas, not this year, but so 2 Christmases ago, John gifted me a lap frame that was stained in a totally different color.
Yeah.
So that I have a limited edition lap frame. And I love it, and it's darker. And so we could do something like that where it is a special version.
Yeah.
And then it comes with, I don't know. I'm manifesting this.
If you put it out there, they will come.
I'm putting it out there. So the next step is to contact Heaven and Earth Designs and say, hi, I got this crazy idea. What do you think? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah. And I can totally see it because I'm, as I told you, I am starting a little mini stitch along with Barbie Stitches out west.
Yeah,
in,
mini. It's not a mini.
In
not
Calgary.
Small in nature.
No, I think it's just the 2 of us. That's why I'm calling it a mini. At the Edmonton retreat, I went down the chatelaine rabbit hole. Hard. And it takes a while to kit those up.
Yeah.
So just to gather the silks and everything. So we are going to start this. Barbie and I are going to start our chatelaines on February 29th because it's an oddball day.
Yes. Leap year.
Yeah. So the Mark II is perfect. So I'm doing mine on 28 count to accommodate for the beads. That's what I've been told. And
how wide is it again? Like the width of your fabric is?
I think it's a full yard.
Right. So the regular Mark II comes with a 36-inch crossbar and 30-inch scroll rods, which is obviously too small for a full yard of fabric, which is 36 inches. So we make custom crossbars. So you can make the stand wider. So you've got a 48-inch crossbar.
48-inch crossbar.
And you need 6 inches for the flip frame mechanism.
Yeah.
And so if you've got 48-inch, you've probably got 42-inch.
I think so.
Scroll rods.
Yeah. And then I cut down my yard just an inch or two just to make it fit on the scroll frame. So it's totally doable. It's going to make my Mark II floor frame a beast.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I'm going to have to actually move locations.
You're going to need to stitch somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which chatelaine is it again?
The Alpine Mandela Outlander edition.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. It's almost been, it'll be 12 months planning it.
Amazing.
So I am really excited. Obviously that can't be the only thing that I'm stitching, but it's going to take up I've allotted like maybe 20% of my stitching month to it every month. So
see, I've been, ever since I watched you and Barbie do that, I've been thinking, I have never started a chatelaine. I don't have any in my stash. I have a chart for 3 mini mandalas.
Okay.
But it was kind of, I don't know, I bought it 15 years ago and never kitted it up. It is my 50th birthday this year. I already have 1 stitch along planned. But I mean, I should start more than one thing. And one of them should be a super big, like, lifetime project.
What is it, a BAP?
A BAP.
A BAP. Yeah.
But do I make that this crazy Heaven and Earth design idea?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I mean, that's pretty soon for something of this scope.
Well, yeah, if you go through, I think it's called European cross stitch.
Yeah.
Which is not in Europe, by the way.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. It's in Texas. I think. I don't know where it is in the States, but it's an American company. It can take a solid 3 months to get the kit from them. Whoa. And you want them. I tried sourcing it myself, and pay the extra folks to get them to
just
put it up in a nice little package and sent to you.
Yeah. Well, now I'm tempted.
So I'm really excited. But I also had another idea for a BAP for us, because I remember talking about it maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
That unicorn badger.
Yes.
And I think my catalog is big enough now that we could probably do a conversion.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
I think we should do that.
Because I'd be all in for that.
Really?
Yep. I would be.
Okay, so that's the Scarlet Letter, unicorn badger, peacock unicorn something.
It's, like
everybody knows it.
Yeah.
It's glorious. Jen Lee finished, did she finish hers? I think she did.
Did she finish it? Yes, she did finish it.
And
because
so did our friend, Nikki Noodle.
oh yeah,
I think
she
Nikki
finished
Noodle
it.
just finished
and you
it
know
as
who's
well.
working on it right now is
KBH Stitches.
I don't know, it's the rubber duck race girl.
Oh,
Okay. Emily. Sorry, Emily, I forgot your name. for a
Emily,
second.
yeah, Emily is stitching
Emily's
it.
doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think also, I can't remember her first name, but KBH Stitches, she's also stitching it. And
Okay.
she was working on it as her like dedicated daily 20 minute a day stitch.
I don't know how people do that.
Oh,
it takes me
it's
20 minutes to
awesome.
set up my little nest.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to do my Song of the Nightingale.
That's good, but look at
Like
it, it's all
one
set up
thread.
and ready to go.
Yes, I have a dedicated Mark II for
Yeah.
my Song of the Nightingale.
Oh man.
Yes. John said to me the other day, he's like, so how many frames have you taken out of inventory now? I said, well,
The accountant wants to know.
a few. A few. Yeah, so, plans. I love it. I haven't had a year where I started, okay, so I wasn't going to show this year. I wasn't going to show this on this Flosstube because this is one of those things that kind of shows my crazy, okay? And I usually only show my crazy over on my other channel. So I'm an Ort collector, and I know that you are not.
So not.
So Kerri is on that's
Every night.
trash,
Yeah.
throw it out.
Yeah.
And I am of the slightly obsessive, I want to know how much I stitched this year. Okay. So I did the annual emptying of the Orts, and
goodness.
I was thrilled because it did exactly what I was hoping it would do. It showed me that I actually stitched so much last year. I stitched more last year than I have probably in the previous 5 years combined. I collected them all because I know Kerri's gonna get itchy here. Are you ready?
Oh my. Oh my.
So, and I mean, these are compacted.
Yeah.
These are from 5 different stitching containers or containers around my house.
I just find it so bizarre.
And here's the thing. Now that I have shared them and there's photographic proof, I will now throw them away.
Okay.
That was always my plan
Yeah.
because I've started fresh for 2024 and I can see the shape of it in my hand. That was 1 year's worth of stitching.
See, I look at that and all I see is a very expensive cat surgery bill. That's money paid to a vet.
Okay, well, but you have to remember they don't sit around my house like this.
Right.
I actually have very bougie, you know how you can buy milk and cream in glass bottles, the really expensive, you know, organic milk products. I specifically bought 2 500 ml
Kids drink the milk.
containers of cream
Yeah.
back when we used it specifically for the bottles because I wanted them as Ort containers. So I have those 2 at home, and then I use this is at work, and then when I'm at the cottage in the summer I use a mug, and then I clear it out at the end of the season and I bring it home. I actually bring it home because I'm telling you, I'm showing my crazy. I love it. It thrills me just a little bit, and now I can throw it away.
That's awesome.
And I know people save them and they put them in ornaments and whatnot, but for me, that's not really what it's about. For me, it's I want a visual representation of the work that I did over the past year. And that is more stitching than I've done in the past 5 years. So I promise you I will throw this away. After we finish recording,
Okay.
I'll put it back in its
It's
little
all right.
baggie so you don't have to look at it.
My cats don't come to work, so
It's okay. And I will throw it away. But yeah. So, but it's
That's cute.
The Orts are a thing, right?
Oh, it is.
People, that's trash. Throw it away. And others are like, no, save it. Just don't give it to the birds.
Don't give it to the birds,
Do not
please.
give your orts to the birds.
No.
It's very dangerous, actually, for birds.
Oh, I have to tell you, everybody always wants bird stories. I actually have a bird story.
Yeah.
So, we usually clip our birds' primary feathers, primary flight feathers, so that, not so that they're like fall like a stone out of the sky, but so that if they need to fly, it's a graceful 30-degree decline to the floor.
Okay.
Okay, so they're safe, but I don't want parrots flying around my house.
Right.
So because you clip them all at the same time and the rate of growth, they usually grow in quickly all of a sudden.
Okay.
And it takes several months for them to regrow their primary feathers. But we were remiss at reclipping Frankie, the African gray's feathers. And yesterday, I think she just clicked it. I don't know if she just looked at it, it's like, oh, dude, I can fly. She took off from her perch. I was stitching. Mark wasn't home. She took off, flew to the kitchen, went around, flew back into the family room, did another arc, and it was like having a bloody seagull in the house. So I grabbed the tea towel from the kitchen. She saw the tea towel and she's like, rah, rah, rah. Threw the tea towel over her, picked her up, clipped 3 of her primary feathers, and she was grounded. But that was pretty funny. I was just stitching and there was all of a sudden it was like, ah, there's a seagull. Because she's probably
They're big, right? Yeah.
I don't know. She probably has about a 3-foot wingspan. Like when she flew by, my hair, it was like one of those Alpine music commercials. My hair blew out of the way. It's like, yeah, it wasn't insignificant.
She's probably like, freedom!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Aw, that's
Poor
so
girl.
cute.
Yeah.
Oh, Frankie Franco.
Yep. That's my bird story.
Aw.
Okay.
Clip it.
Are you?
Oh no, I'm not done.
Okay, go.
So
Go.
much. Okay, so I showed Darling Starling. I had a new start in December. I started Santa's Patchwork Cloak.
Oh, yeah.
This is Lori Pengelly's Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. This is an exclusive collaboration with Evertote and Roxy Floss Co. And we are the only ones that are carrying these charts at the moment, so I had to start it.
Of course.
It was work. And it's so much fun. So I started at the bottom because I love starting at the bottom. And yeah, this is a 40 count linen Panettone with the called for floss colors. And I've got, I hope you can see it because I started in the cloak. I've got, you know, you can see I've got the snowflakes in his cloak and then I'm just starting to fill in there.
Super
So
cute.
it is stitching
I like the
that
little straight
because the
spots.
cloak is the bulk of the stitching in this piece. So that's why I've worked my way into the center to do that so that, you know, the bulk of the stitching is, it's just fun because it's all fill-in once you stitch those quilty motifs in the
Yeah.
inside. It's all just fill-in and it's so fun.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So there's
I like
his
it.
little feet. I love how he's wearing striped socks.
I know. That's what my eye caught as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thanks. It was really fun. And I had a New Year's Day start. I was
Wow.
going to have 2 starts, but then I couldn't put this one down. I didn't have a lot of stitching time either. I don't think I got started until about 3 o'clock on January 1st. And so I wanted to put some, I now, I rip my patterns apart. When they are charts like this, I love that they come in booklet form. And then if it's a chart like this, I have to use the paper pattern because I need it right in front of my face because I have to take my glasses off to stitch. And even if I blow it up super huge on the iPad, I still can't quite see it. because when it's full coverage like that, it's just way too detailed. So I just tear the pattern up, and then sometimes even, did I bring it? I did the same thing with Santa. It's been torn out, and I actually fold the page in half, and then I can clip it with a needle minder right to my stand. So this is Gwyneth's Bouquet by our friend Ellen, Maximum Cross Stitch, and I actually have Ellen's shop models here that you can see in the photo. 2 of them anyways. The gigantic pillow, she stitched that 4 strands of floss on 28 count over like 4. So I have the little box if you want to stitch it on black linen. Looks amazing.
Yeah.
And then she did a hoop finish on Panettone. And so because I already have 2 or 3 other projects planned for black linen, this one I decided to stick with Panettone. And here's my start. So not very much, but it's 40 count, it's small, and oh, it's fun. It is so fun.
Yeah, there's not a lot of confetti. It's nice.
No, there's not, right?
Yeah. A little bit
There's
bigger
no
chunks.
back stitching,
No.
slightly bigger chunks. And this was like 2 evenings of stitching.
It's lovely.
When I didn't have a lot of time.
A really great design.
So I'm looking forward to putting some of the darker colors in there. Battery's gonna die any minute. Hurry up! Talk faster! And I started something new last night.
Oh, let me see. Let me see.
Jeanette Douglas, Tapestry of Stitches.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait any longer because Kerri dyed this linen. Kerri dyed, we've restocked Biscuit in the shop, and it is glorious. Look at this color. This is Biscuit. So we have a ton of 40 count and some 36 count.
This isn't super accurate.
I'm gonna put in my photo that I took for Instagram,
Yeah, that's
because it is really almost bang on what the color looks like. It's a warm cookie color, biscuity, but like I don't know how to describe it.
Not arrowroot biscuit.
Not arrowroot. It's just
I can't think of a cookie.
No, but biscuit. So I started at the top, which is unusual for me because, yeah. Oh, so good. Now, we were talking earlier about instructions in charts, and I wanted to point out, I should point out that our scroll rods for Hearthside, we are moving to a larger dowel across the board for all sizes of scroll rods. We have not changed the price. They are the same price. They're a really, we just find they give a better, frankly, the staples go in a bit better for the twill, but also you can get more of a grip on them for when you're attaching when you're putting your project on the frame, you can really get some nice torque on it. And yeah, so anyways, side note. Jeanette Douglas, this chart, because I actually spent a good amount of time reading through her chart before I even put the first stitch in, because it's called Tapestry of Stitches. This is, and Jeanette Douglas is known for her specialty stitches in her charts. It is a substantial packet that you receive for this design. I'm not usually a fan of specialty stitches. I usually actually try to avoid them. But this piece has a lot of Bargello in it, which I love. I love Bargello. And what drew me to this piece, first of all, was her phrase, through needle and thread, I gotta take my glasses off here. Through needle and thread our joy does know, with stitching our grief and sorrow does flow. May we always stitch a little each day and weave in the journey our love to stay. So she designed this in 2020. So we all know what happened in 2020. And I think it's a wonderful picture of a moment in time, but also a very meaningful saying for every day, right? But look at the bottom of this chart. Look at these rectangles of gorgeousness. I literally cannot wait to see that come to life. It's incredible. And those birds and the berry bowls and the flower basket. It's gorgeous. She's got some great instructions in here. I'm stitching mine on a 40 count piece of biscuit with our Roxy Floss Co. Is this the right one? No, this is Ellen's, this is Gwyneth's bouquet. This is the palette for Tapestry of Stitches.
Nice.
And Jeanette has careful instructions in here if you're stitching this on 40 count versus 36 count. So when you make that determination, make sure you read through her notes because they're excellent. Very good advice. Now, the called for original thread was silk. And there is, of course, these words are 1/1. And I'm stitching it on 40 count. So that entire phrase there is going to be 1/1. Apologies. I had to change the battery. I was going on about Jeanette and how wonderful she is. Yeah, the 1/1 stitching of the words on 40 count linen called for was silk, which of course you can get the finer silk, right? The 103s. I am going to be using cotton and I am going to be stitching over 1 for the words. It absolutely can be done. I haven't determined yet whether or not I'm going to do a full cross or if I'm going to do 10 stitch. I will make that determination when I get to it. But I've definitely, I know Ellen has done 1/1 with your floss, with Roxy Floss, which is cotton. In fact, Road Leads Home, One Road Leads Home, you know, Ellen's little chart that she did on 46 count linen. Yeah. She did the words 1/1 on 46 count. Okay. Pretty sure they were a 10 stitch. So I still have yet to make that determination. And there was something else of note with 40 count versus 36 with one of the specialty stitches. So just read it carefully. Her diagrams are amazing. Like really, really clear to read, great instructions. Her charts are very impressive. She clearly is, who have been lucky enough to take her classes, she's a good teacher. So this is, I'm thrilled that I finally started it because it's been on my radar for a long time. So yay, hooray.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna put that back. This bag, this is one of the first bags that I ever made.
Oh, that's cool. So, oh, it's quilt on front and back.
Quilted. Well, yeah, it's just pieced. I didn't actually quilt the the square, but it was just fun. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I was quite pleased with this. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Wait, is this it? No, this is it. Which one is it?
I don't know.
It's this one. Oh. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is the Modern Folk Embroidery 2024 Sal. And I busted out a finish on the 4th of January. So, pretty pleased with that.
Doodle.
I had to move from a Q-snap to scroll rods.
Amazing.
So
what count fabric are you doing?
36,
36, 1/2.
Yeah.
And that is
Mountain Range and
a wide quarter?
Yes.
It's a wide quarter, right? Yeah. Mountain Range and Ochre. Gorgeous.
Thank you. So I'm very pleased.
Holy cow.
I hope I can keep up that pace with that.
Holy cow.
And then last night, because I finished that in such due course, I got to pull out Moggie Manor by the Blue Flower. That's plastic.
Is that a Sheba design bag? I think so.
It is too. Yeah. It is too.
Sheba Designs.
With all the cute little animals on it. owls and deers.
Oh, that is sweet. I actually have the thread bed of that fabric.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Some of my flosses.
The Moggie Manor floss pack is not small.
It's not.
I
did cut
there's
a couple
a sticky
out.
note in there. You've got a sticky note stuck in there.
No, it's my tag.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not small. I did eliminate a couple of colors.
Yeah.
I was able to double up on some of them. And then I actually texted Caroline in a panic early yesterday evening, late afternoon.
That's not
No, I know.
Manor.
That's another project that I started on the other end. Dual
Oh,
purpose.
that's the Jan Hicks one.
It is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Kerri.
with that.
Holy
So-
cow, you texted me last night. You were only
I know.
here.
I
Look at what
know.
you did.
So I had started over here, and then I came across and things started getting off the rails because I noticed these little sawtooths weren't matching up on the chart like they were on the chart. So I texted Caroline in a panic. All these bits and bobs are off. So I finished the border, came across, came down, used this leaf that was closest to a point. I know the border is correct. And then started working down and across. By the time I got across, I'm off.
Okay.
You see that jog?
Yeah.
They don't meet up.
Yeah.
So I am going to have to take out this section, and hopefully by the time I get over here, I'm fingers crossed it matches up somewhere over here. And I'm okay with that.
So you are going to fudge it. Does it
I'm gonna-
affect anything in here?
I don't think so. The bird seems to be lined up with this sawtooth where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So something went off the rails here, and of course it exasperated itself.
Yeah.
So the cat's tail is like 3 stitches off.
Yeah. Oh,
So that's okay. I've come to
terms with it?
Come to terms with having to rip out this whole section,
Oh.
and I'm okay with that. I'd rather have it correct than
Yeah.
try to fudge it. I know that this side is correct.
Yeah.
I know that this is correct. So it's just that middle part.
that is so cute.
I'm really liking it.
That is so sweet.
So the only changes I made to the conversion is I know that this is supposed to be a birch tree with the white and the silver. I found that my eye really went to that all the time, and I wanted the animals to be the focus. So I just turned it into a, I think it's arugula that I'm using.
Yeah, like a bower.
Yeah, I did leave where those dark patches are supposed to be on the birch tree.
Right.
I did leave those vacant, and I might go in, maybe I might like hand pick out darker threads of the arugula.
Yeah.
Just to give it some depth, but, or I might just go and stitch it again in arugula.
Yeah.
I just want to leave it
I
open.
love that.
I'm really
Wow.
enjoying it. I thought it was going to be huge. It's not huge.
No.
It's tiny.
Well, it's not tiny.
Well, it's not tiny, but. So,
That's phenomenal.
if you're going to start this, my recommendation is
Stitch your sawtooth first.
stitch your sawtooth first, and I would even go as far to say start bottom up,
Okay.
or at least, sorry, that's a terrible glare, at least get that grass in,
Yeah.
then lay down the birch tree,
Yeah.
and then go for all the little floating bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Pro tip. Yeah.
So I'm looking at your massive,
Mm-hmm.
this is, we do have Kerri's conversion in the shop, but I just wanted to make note of the fact that Hannah has now added in all of our conversion guides into the listing itself. So if you want to know what Roxy Flosses she is using, or for any chart that we are using, we have designated for a replacement in a conversion, you can find that chart within, it's embedded now in the listing itself. So in Moggie Manor, if you scroll down through the listing and you read through it, it says for a PDF of the conversion guide, press here. And then you click the link and it'll pop up the entire list of the called for and then the Roxy replacement. Because if you are starting to grow a Roxy collection, you might not need the entire set. You might be
Exactly.
able to pick and choose from the single collection to bulk up the flosses that you need to stitch a chart like this, because you know obviously this is a big floss pack.
It is. Yeah.
Many of the colors in here are, you know, like molasses, Mountain Range, and those are newer. And Stein, that's a okay. Royale, that's a good one. There's a good one, maybe. And Delft. What about Snowy Owl? That's
Oh, there's Fin Fur.
Oh, these are good. That is a very light dialot of craisins. Newer craisins is a little darker than that. Yeah, raspberry puree. Yeah. So good.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying this one a lot.
Cute. Love it.
So my plan of attack is I'm going to get that mistake straightened away. I'm going to put in the whole tree and then branch out from there.
No, I love that. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. So I have some plans because, you know, I need some starts for this 50 for 50, right?
Yeah.
The second thing that I was going to start on New Year's Day that I did not get to is a must start for me, which is Una Owl. Because it is adorable. Come on there, Una. There we go. Look at that.
Very cute.
So cute. And my flosses are all kind of crazy here because I don't have them on a thing. And I'm missing the yellow. It uses yellow there, and I knew I had yellow there in another pack. So imagine this floss pack also includes a yellow for the inside of Una's eyes. There. Look at that. It's so good.
I really like her charts.
Me too.
They're so fun.
They really are fun. I mean, I am really super bummed that I didn't start Christmas chicken last month. So,
a cute one.
and I stitch Christmas holiday things all year round. So that's a definite start for me as well at some point. And the pink barn, the cow with the pink barn.
That's a cute one too.
I'm going to be stitching Una on a 40 count porcelain. Ta-da. So my fabric and my flosses are ready to go. What I'm actually waiting for, I use Q-snaps quite a lot with smaller projects on my hearthside frames. We've got Q-snap adapters, so I can use Q-snaps, and I've got clamps, and it's a whole thing. But I really wanted to buy some more Q-snaps, and I thought, well, if I want more Q-snaps, I'm just going to bring them into the shop. So I have placed an order, wholesale order. Evertote is going to start carrying Q-snaps in the shop. And it's a purely selfish move because I want to start all these things that I needed more Q-snaps. So if there's any left over, I'll put them in the shop. Pretty Bird.
I do love that one too.
I have to start Pretty Bird, and I have to start it. This is the other half of that quarter. I had a quarter yard of biscuit. Half of it was for Tapestry of Stitches, Jeanette Douglas, and the other half is going to be for Pretty Bird. Though it's going to be small.
That's all right.
This is one of those ones where I look at it and I'm like, do I want to do it on a 28 count? 32? But then I think, oh, it'll be so tiny and perfect. So 40 count biscuit. My floss is, my floss is over there on the wall.
My eyes, I can't even see that that's 40 count. I don't see that. I don't see that line.
You don't see that line?
No. Yikes.
That's okay. I can see it. Yeah. So that's it. And then of course I will be starting the Salentine with Love. I'll be starting that in about a month. And those are just, you know, in the next little while. That's what I'm working on. So I'm going to make my list, and I'm going to keep working on Nightingale. And I'm going to finish Halsingland Blommer. There's just so much good stuff.
There is a lot of good stuff.
Oh, knitting. I did bring my second sock, sampler stripe timber. I only had the cuff throughout most of the month of December, and then once I stopped filming daily Flosstube videos for Flossmas, I just couldn't stop.
Yeah.
I did that all in a couple of days.
It's really nice
just
pattern.
love it. Yeah, that's the heel toe do-si-do pattern by Cave Crazy Sock Lady. I'm gonna go get the sock. There's my finished one.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
know.
And I really like the fabric that you produce.
Thank
Your
you.
tension.
Thank
Mine's
you.
a lot floppier than that.
I
So
like
much more open.
I like because it's going on
dense.
my feet, right? I
Yeah.
like it to be dense. There you can see the stitch pattern there. And there's the other side there. So heel toe do-si-do Crazy Sock Lady. This is a self-striping yarn by Timber Yarns, Heather of Timber Yarns, who is also here in Ontario. And I can very happily confirm that we are going to be doing Sampler September again
That's
this
amazing.
year. Heather is all in. The fabric for the bags has been chosen. Ellen has already pre-designed her chart, maximum cross stitch, to, you know, she was inspired by the fabric. Her chart has been designed. She's working on the model stitching now. Once that floss pack is ready to go, we'll be sending that to Heather, who will design another self-striping sampler stripe timber sock yarn for
that's
for
excellent.
this year as well. So we're doing it again. So I better finish my second sock. yeah, I love it. So yeah, that's what I've been up
Excellent.
to. We've been busy, hey?
It has
We've been a little
busy.
bit busy. Kerri bought me a pin, enamel pin. Just keep knitting, kitten. If I can get it to focus. Oh, keep knitting, kitten.
That was from Stephen and Penelope in Amsterdam.
Oh, la-di-da.
Mm-hmm.
How do I rate? Yeah, it's cute. So, yeah, it's been good. Lots of crafting has been done, which has been nice.
I do like the new year and planning. I like being organized, and I felt like 2023 got a little off the rails, but I'm really excited about all the plans.
All the plans.
Yeah.
Now we execute the plans.
Yeah.
Make
It's
it
good.
work. So good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go throw out my orths now.
Okay.
Happy stitching, everyone. We will see you probably in 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
So have a great...
Mark your calendar.
Yeah, mark your... or maybe not.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Take care.